Something I've been finding odd but fun lately are the amount of comments left on these videos. And to everyone who likes or comments, thank you so much. And it's odd for me because in the early days of this channel, I posted hundreds of videos where no one whatsoever commented, to the point that I thought, would it be easier to just go outside and scream my thoughts at the night sky? And some of the comments I really enjoy are when I'm talking about what I refer to as the TQ cult, that I'll be talking about later. And by that I mean the really militant members of the trans, queer and non-binary communities, those who are deluded, have no self-awareness and are determined to fuck things up for everyone, including their own communities, just to prove that they're the victim, which invariably they aren't. When I get comments from trans people saying they enjoyed the video, for me, that's really nice because it shows that they understand I'm not trying to lump everyone together. I don't despise trans people. I try not to hate anyone. It's just a very vocal minority. It's also fascinating to get comments from the LGs and Bs, homosexuals and bisexuals, who say they want nothing to do with the militant trans movement. And I can understand that even as a straight guy, because in the LGBTQIA plus community, the LGs and Bs are sexualities, the others are identities. Fuck me, that was a serious start to this video. Something I've touched on before is the fetishization of female-only spaces, such as female toilets, restrooms, washrooms, whatever you want to call them. And it is a fetish. Look at this. Does that appear normal? I've never felt the need to evacuate my bladder and or bowels, and thought I need to set up a camera to record the event. I've definitely never thought that bodily functions merited a dance of celebration. Now, there's a couple of reasons for this. First of all, I'm not some cross-dressing weirdo, some deranged pervert who gets off on invading female spaces. And also, because I'm a man, I only ever use gents' restrooms. As a hobbyist musician, I travel all around the country performing at various venues. So I've seen many, many gents' toilets. In many cases, they double as the band's dressing room. That's the glamorous world of heavy metal. And I'd say around 95% of them are utterly vile. Ladies, you have no idea. Not only that, but a few years ago, I went to watch a band at a venue quite near here, and I was the first person in the queue. So the doors opened, I went in and went to the gents, but the floor was already covered in piss, like they paid someone to do it. Also, I don't know what it is, but I swear there are some men who, when they use a public bathroom, they must take in the sprinkler attachment from a watering can with them to get their piss absolutely everywhere. Gentlemen, we are not animals. We don't need to mark our territory. Anyway, there's a clip which is currently going viral on X of a trans woman being denied access to a female restroom. Bear in mind, this trans woman recorded this clip and thought that it painted them in a good light.
About you telling me to use the men's bathroom, how would... I'm a girl. I'm a trans woman. How would it be if, a woman actually went into the men's bathroom? How would it be? How would it be? Are you going to answer?
Yeah, I'm with you together. We'll go reception, okay?
How would it be?
Yeah, I'm with you together. Go reception.
Okay, let's go reception.
Yeah. You first coming, after coming, okay?
No, go now.
Yeah.
Now.
I take something, okay?
Now.
Yeah, I work.
I'm a woman.
Yeah.
Don't be transphobic to me. You have no idea what sort of social status I have. I could ruin your whole reputation. I could ruin this whole hostel.
I can't use the men's bathroom. I'm a girl. I'm a trans woman. Mate, you're a biological male. And given that a disproportionate number of trans women get convicted for doing terrible things to women and children, you have no right being in a female-only space. Now, of course, we can't see this individual. I'll put money on it. He looks like a pantomime dame bereft of a theatre. He then asks, how would it be if a woman entered the men's bathroom? Well, as a man, I'd say it's absolutely fine. I just assume there was something wrong with the ladies. Because a woman going into a female-only space... In fact, I'll say this. If a woman came into the gents' toilets and used one of the cubicles, obviously, I would be tempted to hang around the entrance until she finished doing her business, because a female going into a male-only space is putting herself in danger. Whereas the trans woman trying to enter a female-only space is creating the danger. And as we see, he seemed to get off on intimidating women, because we see the woman who's confronted him. Clearly, English isn't her first language. Secondly, she's just trying to do her job. But he's following her, filming her without her consent, being bullying and being particularly male and aggressive. But in the long term, I think she's doing him a favour. Because if he keeps going to women's spaces, at some point in the future, he'll go into a ladies' restroom not knowing that there's a young girl already in there, and that young girl's father is waiting outside. And the father will intervene, and in a way would help the trans woman get a new radiant smile, because he'd be wearing dentures after the father had punched his fucking teeth out. And as I mentioned at the start of the video, this is the default position for the TQ cult and those of a woke mindset, playing the victim whilst being the aggressor, because he's demanding the woman goes to reception now and stops doing her job. But also, he's a woman and she's being transphobic. He's much larger, he's stronger, he's being aggressive, but acting upset because she said something that hurt his feelings. Then, as the woman locks herself away for her own safety, we see the narcissism kick in. He starts mentioning his social status, alluding to the idea that he could get the woman sacked or bring down the hostel. Your social status, mate. You're staying in a fucking hostel. Do you know who stays in hostels? People who can't afford to stay in hotels. I have no social status, but I don't stay in hostels because I don't want to spend the night in a room with 7 strangers who I don't know or have any reason to trust. But there is a Freudian slip. He doesn't say hostel. He pronounces it hostile. So I don't think that chap should be in female-only spaces. In fact, I think the only women he should interact with are the nurses in the asylum he belongs in. But there may be another solution. Maybe don't use restrooms at all. There's a clip coming up. Don't watch it if you're eating.
Because I can't be the only one that finds it super convenient. Let me demonstrate for you. So you're standing there showering, and then you just take a deuce. Take a deuce, take a deuce. And then the deuce comes out, and if some gets stuck on your leg, you just shake it. And it's literally so much easier because you're standing there, you drop a deuce, and it goes down the drain. I mean, depending on the type of dump that you take, for example, if your poop is really compact and hard, you just gotta stomp it. Now, if you have one of those drains that are like round and like stick up, you know what I'm talking about? And the turd gets stuck around it, you grab a fork and you poke it so that the turd starts to disintegrate. It might take a little bit of work, but I promise you're going to save so much money on toilet paper.
Yes, ladies, if you don't want to be bothered by men in your spaces and you want to save money on toilet roll, why not start shitting in the shower? And don't worry if your own filth gets stuck to your leg, just shake it off and then stamp it down the plug hole. And if it doesn't go down straight away, take a fork, a utensil designed for eating, and mash your feces down the drain. I'm not a plumber, but I do know that the waste pipe on a shower is not designed for that type of deposit, shall we say. I cannot imagine what her bathroom smells like. What I will say, though, is if you know that woman personally, if she invites you round for dinner, take your own cutlery. So that brings us to the end of a particularly unpleasant video. Actually, I started off talking about male restrooms. Many years ago in my home city, a posh nightclub opened, and the women's facilities had mood lighting, piped-in music, sofas, and a large fish tank. Within 4 days of opening, all the fish were dead because women were squatting over the tank and urinating in it. That's the fairest sex. If you've enjoyed this video, and fuck knows why you would have done, please do like and subscribe, and as ever, thanks for watching. Found fucking not unusual, or bollocks to it. It's the way that the TQ cult, big fucking puddle, fetishizes female bathrooms, and it is fetishized fucking, yeah. As a hobbyist musician, I travel all around. As a hobbyist musician, from which I've earned the same amount that I've earned from doing YouTube. Fuck all. The men's bathroom, I'm a girl. I'm a... fuck it. I'm a girl. I'm a trans woman. Do you want to see my dick? Standard position of the teeth. Fuck off. Flies. I'm wearing a different hat and coat today because yesterday some people got so excited in the comments that I was dressed differently. I'm going to have to start making my way through my hat collection. But today I think I'm dressed like an English country gentleman. Or at least an English cunt.